Hi, this is Pat here talking about anger management today. On your paper, I need you to print your first and last name, today's date, the group, which is anger management. I also need the topic. The topic is thoughts that lead to trouble. Now, I have also posted a handout, and you will need to review that handout as there are questions in there that I'm going to ask you. In order to get full credit for this class, you must send me by email or text a screenshot of your work. So one, you could email it to pat@changeIsAChoice.org. That is Pat, P-A-T, not P-A-T-S. Pat@changeIsAChoice.org, or you can text it to me, 217-766-9132. I also am going to need payment, and you can pay that by calling 217-766-9132 and pay with credit or debit over the phone, or you can mail it to me at Pat's, make it out to P-A-T-S, at 300 South Broadway, Suite 110A, as in Apple, Urbana, 61801. So, I need you to, 1, watch this video, 2, to do a progress note and any assignment, 3, to email that or text that to me, and 4, I need to have payment. All of these things, and I can sign you in for this group. Okay? All right, very good. So today I have my notes over to the side, and I'm going to be using those from time to time. Now, I want you to think about one thing. The last time you were angry, think about the situation. What led up to it? What had been going on that day? What kind of day had you had overall? Were you having a really good day and then all of a sudden something just, boom, happened? Or if it had been kind of a not so good day, you were irritable, things weren't going the way you wanted, maybe you didn't feel good physically, maybe someone was giving you a hard time or riding your back, maybe you just woke up in a bad mood, whatever. Think about that day. And then I want you to think about the incident. What happened? And when it happened, now I want you to go back and think what you were thinking when it happened. So right now, think about your thinking. What were you thinking before you got angry? I just had a cat walk across. This is a cat walk, sorry. So, what were you thinking at that time? You might have been thinking, this isn't fair, this isn't right, who does this person think they are? I can't believe they said that, it's wrong, they should be doing their job, they need to mind their own business, whatever. You had a thought process, okay? So, take some time with that. Now, cat. This cat, I'm going to have to beat him to pieces. Not really. Herbie, go lay down. All right. Working from home is always a joy. It has its perks and it has its drawbacks. All right. So, there may be a driving thought that is the one that you must get a handle on if you're going to control your anger. Okay? But you can't get a handle on it if you don't know what thought is the primary thought driving your angry feelings. So once you get a hold of it, you can pull on this handle and your anger often subsides at that point. So instead of futile efforts to stop being angry, you concentrate your effort on something that is within your control, your thoughts. You say, I can't control my thoughts, they just come in my head. Well, that's why we're going to start paying attention to them, because we all have thoughts that lead us to trouble. And guess what? We think them all the time. We've been thinking them for years in many cases. We just never paid attention. Okay. So, trying to change your thoughts is much less frustrating than trying to change your feelings. Okay. So, we don't need to get rid of our anger. It's a natural emotion. It's just a feeling. It's like happy, sad, excited, frustrated, whatever. It's a feeling. Okay? That's all it is. So, all we need to do is reduce the intensity of the anger enough to process it, deal with it safely. So one thing we know is it's not just one thought that gets us. It is usually a group of thoughts. So, but there's usually one leading thought, one driving thought. So this is the one thought that may derail everything for you, may push you into explosive anger. You may be saying, but my angry thought is actually true. Well, most likely there is a grain of truth that makes you feel very self-righteous. On top of the truth are layers of distortions, though, that your mind has put in there. Distortion, distorted thinking. I want you to think about if you've ever been to a fair, county fair, state fair, some kind of fair, and they may have had a mirror that you stood in front of, and that mirror distorted your image. You may have had a really long head and a really short body, a really wide head, whatever. Your image was distorted. Well, guess what? Our thoughts can be distorted also, just like that. There is a kernel of truth in that mirror. We see our image. We know it's us. There is a kernel of what is true, us, in there. But for the most part, it's distorted. Same way with thoughts. There may be a kernel of truth in those thoughts, but for the most part, our mind has added layers of distortion. So either way, we're going to try to figure out a way to identify our angry thoughts more clearly. And it's about dealing or developing a strategy with a strategy to cope or control with that anger. So to stop the short fuse from burning. Okay, so here is a main skill, okay? And here is what we're looking at. Developing, and that we already have, the ability to pinpoint which thoughts are fueling our angry emotions and which one in particular is energizing anger more than others. So, here is where we talk about listing the thoughts we can remember from those situations. So think about it. Times when you were angry, upset, mad, rageful, hurt, whatever it might have been. Looking back